This week, Toni On is jumping on the Jitney.
Welcome aboard, Toni.
We are taking on Montauk, catching fish, catching waves, mixing cocktails, and of course, eating everything in sight, from hidden Mexican to handmade donuts. Plus the trivia challenge, win round-trip Jitney tickets for 2, and check into the hottest hotel, where this guy will feed you fabulous food for free.
Toni on New York starts right now.
Hey New York, it's Toni on New York.
It's Toni time.
You think you know New York? Toni know New York.
Toni on New York rocks.
Walking around and feeling fine. The sun is shining in my face. Crossing the street, cars are passing by. Thinking how I love this place. Can you feel the wind in your hair? I look out for you, I'll be there. Let's take a stroll down to the park.
Hey everyone, we are taking on New York neighborhood by neighborhood. We're gonna peek into the past and explore this great city we all call home. But this show is too big for just me to take on, so let's meet the Toni on New York team. Little Steven's Underground Garage showcases the newest names in rock and roll. Plus, Steven picks the coolest song in the world this week. Our man on the street, Mark Joyella, takes a bite out of the Big Apple. And Seth Kamil of Big Onion Walking Tours, bringing you the historical lowdown on this part of town. This week we have traveled east to the South Shore of Long Island, to the hamlet known as Montauk. Now, Montauk derives its name from the Montaukett Native Americans who previously lived here. But these days, it's filled with surfers and beachcombers alike who like to leave the hustle and bustle of the city behind them. But Montauk still harbors its fair share of secrets. We are out at sea, reeling it in, and hanging 10 on the best surf beach in the East. We do cocktails with a local legend and chow down at a top secret spot. Oh, and please bring on the homemade donuts while we're at it. Plus the trivia challenge, win round-trip Jitney tickets for 2 nights right here, and let this guy feed you for free. But first, let's catch up with Seth to get all the cool facts to impress your friends with.
You know that you're in Montauk when you get to the lighthouse. This is actually the oldest lighthouse in New York State. George Washington had it built. He ordered it 1792. They built it in 5 months in 1796. 110 feet tall. But what's amazing is that there's all kinds of history out here that nobody knows. Just at the base of this lighthouse are the money ponds.
What's that?
Supposedly, 1699, pirate Captain Kidd buried treasure at the base of this point, never been found. But there are so many secret history spots out here, it's incredible.
And you're gonna show them to me, right?
Of course.
Let's go.
Just about 3 miles west of the Montauk Lighthouse is Deep Hollow Ranch. And I gotta say, their sign is wrong.
It's wrong?
Yeah. I mean, it was founded 1658. It is not the oldest in the United States. It's about 118 years older than the United States. So technically, I'm gonna say it's probably the oldest ranch in North America.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
So how'd it come to be?
The Native Americans, the Montaukett peoples, were fighting with the English for the decades of the 1640s and 50s. A treaty was signed in 1658, and part of the deal was the English were allowed to graze on Native people's land. And part of those grazing rights gives us Deep Hollow Ranch. It's pretty impressive. It's nothing compared to what happened here during the American Revolution.
What happened?
Down the road. We're at Culloden Point, and amazing things happened here historically. In 1781, a British ship, the Culloden, was chasing a French frigate here in Long Island Sound, ran aground.
Wow.
It sank. This is now the only underwater state park in New York. You can go diving here and dive around the wreck. But in 1839, the slave ship, the Amistad, dropped anchor right here off Culloden Point.
It was right here?
It was. After the slaves on board mutinied and took over the ship, they saw the Montauk Lighthouse, they came in, they set anchor, they went to Montauk to buy provisions. They were arrested by the US Navy, brought across Long Island Sound to Connecticut, and the question in the courts, do we return them to slavery in Cuba or do we set them free? Goes all the way to the Supreme Court. President John Quincy Adams, former president, defended them successfully for them not to be returned to slavery.
Now,
if you spend time in Montauk, you've probably had fish from Gosman's. But what you may not know is that if you come to Diamond Cove Marina and you follow the chili pepper signs, you're gonna find the best Mexican food in Montauk.
Hidden from the street, tucked way back beside the boats, is a true Montauk favorite. The spot is called the Hideaway, and when you come enjoy the sopas and the fabulous margaritas, you will surely spot FRIEDA, who opened the joint with her husband 4 years ago.
I came to New York 36 years ago, met my husband in Mexico. 4 years later, we got married, and I ended up in Montauk. I feel like I never left home. I'm home still.
You're home.
It's just, this is the way I grew up, by the water.
What are we gonna try today? You're gonna
I
fix
would like you to try everything. I'm going to fix everything, and you just try it. I hope you are very hungry.
I already like the Hideaway.
Have here burritos, cochinita pibil, which is a slow roasted pork. It's a very old Maya recipe, southern Mexico.
All right, well, you know I gotta try it. I think that's the best burrito I've ever had.
Many people tell me that.
Oh, that is good. All right, what's next?
Say anything different, I think so.
What's next? What's next? What's
Flautas,
Flautas.
chicken flautas, crispy, fried, with some avocado on top. That's the stuffed jalapeno pepper.
Oh, that is so good.
Not a jalapeno pepper, it's a pepper.
We want everybody to come down to the Hideaway if you can find it. Now that you've had the most authentic Mexican food in Montauk, you're gonna need to satisfy that sweet tooth. And what better place to do it than right here at the Montauk Bake Shop.
Homemade cookies, perfectly prepared carrot cake, even hand-stuffed cannolis. The Montauk Bake Shop has been a family-owned business since 1967. But what they are truly known for are the incredibly edible, dangerously delicious homemade donuts.
Yummy, yummy.
My father grew up in Yorktown, New York, in the German town, and so the donuts is all German base. We worked it to make sure. And Dad, you know, this is the way Krolos should taste. This is from my childhood. And then he started developing the jelly croissant.
I need to have one. Can you guys hook me up with a jelly croissant?
Oh, hey, Dave, you want to grab a jelly croissant?
I need a jelly croissant.
Oh.
You can't deny the host a jelly croissant. You know what I'm saying, people?
I believe you're looking for one of these?
I was, Dave, I was. So this is the famous jelly croissant that is fried and, as we've heard, double stuffed. Okay, let's count her down. 3, 2, 1.
Professional jelly
Oh my God! I bow! The Montauk Bake Shop! Oh my God, that is so good.
Yum, yum, donut.
Now, if you can't make it out to Montauk, you are in luck because they will FedEx these delicious donuts right to your house. Check us out on Facebook for all the information. These are good, Jericho, huh?
Coming up, we take to the sea and try to reel one in, catching waves at the best surfing beach in the East, while Mark takes on the Montauk Project, searching for answers at Camp Hero. Plus, the trivia challenge, win round-trip Jitney tickets for 2, check into the hottest hotel in town, and let this guy feed you for free. Oh, and of course, all the music news you need to know.
Now, a trip to Montauk is not complete without a stop right here at CYRILS. The man is legendary in these parts. In fact, this year, his restaurant is celebrating 20 years.
It was a little shack then, and I built it up over the years to what it is today.
The kids who flock to CYRILS for the post-beach party may not know that Dublin-born proprietor Cyril FITZSIMONS is a war hero who earned a Purple Heart while serving in the American Army during the Vietnam War. They just know that the drinks are dangerously good.
I invented a drink years ago called the CYRILS BBC with a floater. CYRILS Bailey's Banana Colada, and that's a huge hit.
Sounds good.
We sell literally hundreds of those on Saturday.
During his 20-year run, he has seen Montauk change, but he says its heart still remains the same.
Montauk, I suppose, would be more like an old fishing town 50 years ago. Main point for smuggling in booze into New York City.
These days, the drinks still flow freely, and some say the lobster roll can't be beat.
I use 100% lobster meat.
But everyone comes here for the awesome atmosphere.
It's beyond my wildest dreams. I knew I could be successful, but not to the extent I am. So I have no complaints. No complaints.
Now, once you've had your lobster roll and your frosty cocktail, you're going to want to hit the marina because Montauk's history is all about the sea.
This port has the largest collection of fishing vessels anywhere in New York State. And it's the place to come to fish. 1951, Frank Mundus decided to start doing some bluefin fishing, realized money could be made with sharks. And he started the whole shark fishing industry. And in fact, all summer long, there are shark tournaments that take place from Montauk and from Star Island, where we are right now. In fact, Jaws, granted they displaced the movie from here elsewhere, Jaws is based on Frank Mundus. In fact, there's a line in the movie where he passes a comment saying, oh, I caught a 16-footer off Montauk.
In fact, when you come here, you might want to go fishing yourself. And being that Montauk is home to 14 world records, I'm going for number 15. And I hear that Captain Ron is the guy to go with. Captain!
Welcome aboard.
Let's do it, man.
I've been fishing out at Montauk since 1971, and I've been a charter captain for over 26 years now.
Now, this is the place to be when it comes to sport fishing, right?
I would say we have the best overall fishing on the East Coast.
For someone like me who's kind of a novice at this, can a novice come and catch a big fish?
Absolutely.
Once we got into the waters, Captain Ron readied the line, and then it was just a matter of time.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Dude, this is crazy. This isn't easy. Whoa! You got it, Captain Ron? Wow, check it out! I caught my first fish! The Captain Ron! He's the go-to guy. But even if you don't catch a fish, just being out here on the water is awesome. But back on dry land is where you will find the Memory Motel, which harbors its fair share of rock and roll secrets.
The Memory Motel is one of the cultural icons of Montauk. It was owned by Andy Warhol in 1972. And Warhol was friends with the Rolling Stones. So in '75, the Rolling Stones come out here because there's a death threat against Mick Jagger. Warhol is designing the Sticky Fingers album cover. They come here, spend some time, compose music, because this is the only place in town with both a bar and a piano.
Crucial.
Very important, and easy to say, I don't remember. But on the Black and Blue album is a song called Memory Motel to recall this time.
Man, Montauk has hosted some serious rock and roll royalty, which brings us to our own music royalty, Mr. Steven Van Zandt, who's got all the music news you need to know for tomorrow.
Hey baby, little Steven here. Let's go into the underground garage right now and check out some really cool new music.
Our coolest band in the world this week is the Len Price 3. They are Glenn Page, Neil Fromow, and Steve Huggins, and they are from Medway, Kent, in the United Kingdom, referred to as the Medway Delta, because it is so fertile with the amount of cool bands that come out of that area. Their latest album is Rent the Crowd and can be found on wickedcoolrecords.com. And let's check out their video for the title track, Rent a Crowd.
We'll see you here next week for more of the coolest new music in the world, right here in the Underground Garage.
Coming up, we're catching waves on the best surf beach in the East. Why parking here might cost you $12,000, plus the trivia challenge. Win round-trip Jitney tickets for 2, check into the hottest hotel, and let this guy feed you for free.
If you're looking to catch a wave, then this is the place to be. Ditch Plains Beach is perhaps the most famous surfing spot on Long Island, and it attracts surfers from all over the East Coast. So people, grab your longboard and start paddling.
Now don't let the sign fool you. This is where locals love to go to unwind. And Saturday mornings, you can even find yoga classes on the beach. But even the littlest surfers agree, the waves can't be beat.
Now, just because I'm a little more steady on dry land, it doesn't mean that I can't eat like they do at this surfing hotspot.
The best bet at this beach is Ditch Witch Food. This family-run stand whips up killer iced coffee, breakfast burritos, and a fantastic sesame noodle salad.
I think I need to have the banh mi sandwich and an iced coffee, please.
Locals call it Lily's after the owner, who has been making wrap sandwiches long before the craze began. And you can find it right next to the East Deck Motel, where if you're lucky, you can stow your car for $15 for the day, which beats the heck out of the ticket you'll get if you park here without a Montauk pass. What would that ticket cost you, you ask? $12,500.
Now, do you guys remember that thing that washed up on the beach here in Montauk? It became known as the Montauk Monster. Well, if you thought that was strange, wait until you see what our man on the street, Mark Joyella, is in search of. We can only hope he survives this assignment.
Toni, yet again, I'm not sure why you think I can't handle a simple story, even one as simple as this. We're in a public park, a beautiful space to come out and hike on the trails. Now, it does have a military history. Of course, there is the tower. Oh my, wow. Okay. All right, that does look creepy. Wow. I feel a slight bit of fear.
Don't be afraid.
What if that thing starts spinning?
Then run.
Here's what we do know. It's all written out here in the sign. All a product of the Cold War, the 1960s, the tower, just a radar tower. Very nice guy was working there. He was in the Air Force. Everything's normal, and it was all about this. They have this little diagram, they explain it. Conspiracy theories aside, it was really just about protecting Long Island, New York City, everybody from, enemy attack. And as far as official word goes, that's it.
There's like a real element of creepiness with a lot of the rumors surrounding it, in terms of experiments that were done here with stealth and making things disappear and actually time travel, All
right, time travel?
Time travel, too.
Our investigation log.
So you have suspected phenomena, UFO,
Uh-huh.
Bigfoot,
Uh-huh.
ley lines,
Uh-huh.
abduction,
Uh-huh.
crop circle,
Uh-huh.
people in black not from New York City.
Yep.
So you think that there is activity still going on here today underground?
Uh-huh.
Seriously?
No.
No.
No. But it's fun to think it.
All of this conspiracy theory stuff, just to give you an idea of how out there it is. Somebody put a sign up here. This says Elvis, okay? Elvis, and then the Montauk Project. All in fun. There is nothing serious to this. In fact, the building is... God! God! Wow, wow. Getting out of here. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. The weirdest thing just happened to me. I just got a shock at that fence. Did you feel anything?
Well, it's 2012. Anything could happen.
Yeah, I know. What? 2009.
2012.
Ooh, Toni, we may have a problem.
Coming up, the Trivia Challenge. Win round-trip Jitney tickets for two, check into the hottest hotel in town, and let this guy feed you for free.
That's next on Toni On New York.
Now that we know how rad Montauk is, you're going to need a place to stay. So if you're looking for a hotel that has that old school Montauk vibe, have we got the place for you.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Montauk Jacob. Thank you. Oh, nice to have you here. Fantastico.
You'll be greeted by Ricardo, the nicest doorman in the land, and immediately will feel relaxed when you check into this vacation oasis.
It's our 80th anniversary, and really, it was an old speakeasy. And the gates that you drive through were where they would radio in, and they would hide all the alcohol when people came in, and it was really a a fantastic place. And it's really the same now as it was then, except for alcohol is legal.
Right.
But everybody's invited. They were 3 separate properties, but they were all built about the same time. We underwent about a $6 million renovation this year. Fully renovated our rooms, brought them up to 5-star level.
We're staying in the villas. What were those originally?
Originally, those were the Ziegfeld estates, and those were the Ziegfeld's Follies would stay there in the summer and vacation here, and now they're our exclusive product. If the walls could talk, I think this whole place could tell some stories.
And if you're hungry, you'll want to hit Gulf Coast Kitchen, where you'll find Chef Michael Domitrovich, who prepares his signature dish with a twist.
We have some homemade chorizo. So it's a spicy garlic pork sausage.
Yum.
Right? Lots of paprika, smoked paprika, some butter, caramelized onions, and the most delicious Montauk clams. There's really no liquid in this aside from the wine and the clam juice. So you get this really just like thick, emulsified, porky,
Okay, stop teasing the host.
Sauce.
Stop teasing the host.
Watch your back
Plate
so
it.
we can go back
Plate
and
it.
plate.
Michael, up top. That is good. Guys, come out here. And when you do, try the fresh clams. Now, in case you didn't know, the best way and the greenest way to get to the Hamptons is on the Jitney.
The whole company concept started really on a whole commitment to be green, and we're still green. But the whole idea with how Hampton Jitney formed was to get cars off the road. It started during the Arab oil embargo, and the idea was to help people get between the cities and towns of the Hamptons, and the idea was like a bike bus. And that really wasn't as utilized as the original founder of the Jitney had hoped. So he expanded it to bring people to and from between New York City and the Hamptons. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And as Hampton Jitney grew, obviously we expanded to include the North Fork. We expanded to include bringing people from downtown to the Hamptons. We have Brooklyn now. Every motor coach has the potential to take 55 cars off the road, which is huge in and of itself. Every single motor coach is run on a biodiesel blend, which also helps the environment. And there's just more and more and more stuff that we try to do on a regular basis to be green and be a part of the community. We're very philanthropic, and that's what we're all about.
And now it is time for the Trivia Challenge. If you get this right, you could win 2-night stay at the Montauk Yacht Club, dinner for 2 at the Gulf Coast Restaurant, and our friends at Hampton Jitney will provide you with round-trip travel on their fabulous coaches. So listen up. In what year was the Montauk Lighthouse built? In what year was the Montauk Lighthouse built? If you don't know the answer, all you gotta do is go to WPIX.com, watch the clip, and enter to win. Good luck. Well, that's all the time we have left, and I gotta catch my ride out of here. But before I go, we need to know where we should go next week. So do me a favor and find us on Facebook, and we'll see you next time on Toni On.